Everyone, welcome to the channel Indian Cricket. This match at Brisbane had a great deal of importance for this series. India might be the happier team going into Melbourne for the next match, though I feel Austria still have the upper hand and it's even Stevens at this point of time. Rain played its part to let go India happily at Melbourne. If you look at the Brisbane Test, the maximum time consumed was by the rain. There were rains in and out, and that made life difficult for the Indian batsmen to get accustomed, going back to the crease, getting accustomed to taking the stand again and then playing their normal cricket. The 10th wicket partnership was the highlight as they bailed out India out of the follow-on, and that was important. And Jasprit Bumrah is a national treasure for sure when it comes to batting, bowling, and thinking of what needs to be done. India have to sort out their top order problems, and the first inning problems which they are facing. If you look at the Brisbane Test, India were 70 for 5 in the first innings and then mustering somewhere approximately 260 runs. And the way they bowled at Aussies in the second innings is where I say India would just might have the edge or might be the happier team compared to the other two teams, compared to Australia. Now there's a peculiar problem over here, and that is Virat Kohli. Right? Rohit Sharma, obviously, we know there is a difference between both their approaches when it comes to Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. I would say Virat Kohli still has an edge over Rohit Sharma, though there's a peculiar problem over here that when both fail, the other's name get dragged into it. But Virat Kohli, the enigma, and I might have just understood the tip on the scores of Virat Kohli and where the problem is. Now, one of the problem is the deliveries on the off-stump line, which has been a problem of late for him, to which he needs to go to that Sachin way, the way Sachin performed at Adelaide, when the Aussies figured out that he was edging everything, outside the off-stump. And that is where I feel Virat Kohli should be following his idol and leaving the deliveries which are outside the off-stump. And that is where the challenge lies at his end at this point of time, right? And the other problem, or the second thing which I've figured out, and which is one of the most important things, is I'll take you to which is the first test which happened at Perth. You remember the second innings when Virat hit a century, right? And you could somewhere figure it out that where the problem lies. Traditionally, you want your top order to face off the new ball or 20-30 overs. And then your middle order starts coming in and holding the scoreboard and then scoring the runs. Now, what is happening is your middle order is getting exposed too soon. As a result, you have Virat Kohli coming in as soon as by the 10th or the 15th over. And that's where the second problem lies. The top order for India has to negotiate that, 15, 20 or maybe 20, 30 overs, the top three batsmen, so that, the middle order can get a little stabilized and people start building up on the runs. And that is where you saw, in the second innings specifically, the mentality changes, from scoring runs to saving the wicket. Coming back to the first and second innings, the openers flourished over there and took the score to somewhere approximately 200 plus. And that is where you see that, when you have those high building partnerships of good scores at the top of the order, and then you have the middle order flourishing. And that is where you saw Virat Kohli then going out for hitting a century. So that's one of the problems at the top of the order which needs to be sorted out for India, for the middle order to come and flourish and build up on the score which the top order has put in. And these are a couple of problems where I think, if addressed, Virat Kohli should soon get back to his scoring ways. Virat Kohli in no sense can be exposed too soon by the 10th or the 15th over. Now, India as a team also need to realize that you cannot win a test match if you don't score in the first innings. You win matches is because you scored big in the first innings. That is pretty simple. And that is where I feel India has been struggling of late, scoring in the first innings. Whatever score has been, built up comes from the lower middle order or the lower order where they try and claw back into the game. And that should not be the case. Now coming to KL Rahul, he's a gem. If there is any injustice which has been done, it has been done to this person or this individual. He has been made to, made or maybe feel like I feel that he's been made like a tomato. To get some taste, you add it here, you add it there in the curries as per your wish. And that's what has happened to him. You add him in the opening, you move him down to the sixth position, then you move him up, and then you tell him to keep all the wickets and all those things, do the wicket keeping. I have mentioned in my earlier videos also. He is one of the most technical sound batsmen today we have in the entire lineup. And that is where I feel that there is a lot of care which needs to go at KL Rahul's end. Today, if you ask me, he is opening the batting for India, but I still feel that that is not the right position for him. The right position for him, I feel, is the third position. I still feel Shubham Gill should be opening the innings, right? If anybody is your answer to the number three position, whether it was any suitable replacement for a Rahul Dravid or a Cheteshwar Pujara, it is KL Rahul currently, right? And that is where his position I feel is, which is number three, right? So the news of the day was Ravichandran Ashwin's retirement. Was it too early, you might ask? But one has the choice to retire at his will, at his decided time in any profession you are. It is a personal decision, and we should honor the same. But I would not term it as a loss to Indian cricket, because you cannot take away cricket from Ashwin. I'm happy in a way because you now have people like Ashwin who would take up greater roles in the Indian cricket to take it forward. So I'm very sure Indian cricket would benefit out of him in whatever role he takes up, because the kind of mindset which Ashwin has, or the kind of things he brings to the table, which is thought process, is tremendous and huge, right? So we are all set up for the big one, which is the Boxing Day Test. If I may say, India versus Australia has captivated the world over, and this can be seen in the pattern, the way boxing tests have been held. If you look at the past couple of years, Boxing Day Tests have featured India prominently over there, and that shows the importance of Border Gavaskar Trophy. In the last few years, there have been consistent Boxing Day Test matches where India has featured. So you would see a full house of approximately 90,000 people who would be in attendance for the test match at the Boxing Day. And we hope to have an excellent test match. And what better than both the teams being the favorites and the series tied at 1-1. Right? That's about it. Please subscribe, like, and press the bell icon for future updates and the latest updates. Thank you very much.